Hey guys, it's week 8. It's day 2 of NALCS. My name is Fastfee and I'm here with Amazing from 100 Thieves, who's just taken down TSM. Yeah, big thumbs up. Where do you think that it went wrong for TSM?
I think in the pick ban already. I think they kind of came in with the idea that they had to shut down, especially top lane. Like they tried to get the Aatrox out of Aaron, and it's like I don't know. They had no engage whatsoever. It felt like they couldn't really play the game from very pick ban already. So I felt really comfortable coming into the game, and then we just executed pretty well compared to them.
Yeah, so going back to what you mentioned about feeling comfortable going into the game today, what was the difference? Because it looked like yesterday you didn't have as much confidence going in.
I mean, it was my bad probably because I fell asleep during the draft meeting. No, but on a more serious note, it was like I think yesterday we came in with the mindset that we're the worst team. Kind of, our big man kind of showed that we're scared, and I think the way we played the game was kind of from a scared position. Maybe it's good, the stakes are so high, but today we felt a lot more comfortable. And I don't know, like, yeah, we just played the picks we really wanted to. We played the way we really wanted to, and it felt a lot better. Yeah.
Can you talk us through your win conditions for your team comp that you ended up playing today?
Yeah, I mean, when you play double carry plus double tank, you basically just want to scale into mid game, especially when you have like Esfil and Corki, like who have really distinct power spikes. So you just wait for them. But if you have then early win condition throughout, like for example, the top lane where you have Renekton or even the Braum set up on bottom, you can still pressure the map. So what you want to do is like make the enemy do less plays than you and keep them pressured in a way where they are then unable to create plays for themselves until you basically scale to that certain point. So that's basically what we did. Ganked top lane a ton, made sure that Aaron was comfortable, and then scaled in mid game, and they couldn't really answer 1-4 anymore.
Yeah, so going forward from that, you say that they were trying to shut down your top lane, which they did by sending 5 people top at one point,
Yeah.
which I think everybody was like, why? Do you have any idea why they did that?
I mean, when you're behind and you don't really have like these like 1% win conditions or kill setups, you have to kind of scramble for something. And I think that's what they did, where they didn't feel comfortable anymore. And they misexecuted the whole early game where they didn't do any plays for the Predator setup, especially. And I think then they just felt the pressure and tried to do something and was too late.
Do you think that they should have lane swapped when early game?
I think when they had the bottom pressure, I think it would have been good if they sent like the 2 people top lane, because I was kind of scared of it. At some point when Nautilus went top side, I thought maybe the Civ would follow up, and then we had the situation where Esfil didn't have TP and Civ had TP. So I thought that was really going to happen, but they never made anything proactive happen. I think that's maybe something that like TSM sometimes struggles with, where they fall into that trap of we're too scared.
So, going through maybe some practices that you've been having this week as a team, did you practice this particular team comp for this kind of like these games this weekend?
I don't know. I actually don't know. I think we did do something similar where we had the double tank setup because, I mean, it's kind of common knowledge that Sirana is a private pick for me. So everyone out there pretty much knows it. So then just adding another tank on the bot lane, like through engage or through the Braum, I guess, is just pretty natural. So us having double carries and then playing double tank is probably not that uncommon. So we had good practice on like the whole week. We felt really comfortable even going into yesterday. So. We had a lot of things prepared, but today against CSM, we felt like double carry and scaling into late game was the best way to win the game.
Being closer towards the end of the split, a lot of pressure usually comes by, and you see teams kind of like second wing because they realize the importance of the games and things like that. As a team with 100 Thieves, have you guys been doing anything outside of game to help prepare yourself mentally for the games coming forward?
We've been trying to take the pressure out of it. I mean, for me it's a bit easier because I'm kind of used to it. For Zach maybe too, but even for Bang, who has never been to an A besides this year, and then feels like the pressure of like performing because he has these high standards. I'm a world champion, these kind of things. We tried to go for an escape room. I don't know, Uber driver just drove. I don't know where she went, but she missed like 3 exits, so we ended up in the middle of nowhere at some point. Drove around LAX, like we're basically in Venice, so I don't know how that happened, but. Yeah, that didn't work out. So we had short amount of time, but no, team dinners, just team activities, spending time together, and speaking our minds. I think that's what it is. In NA especially, and I think Korea is the same. Players are so not accustomed to speaking their minds, and I don't know, you give me a mic or you give me like any kind of hey, whatever it is, I would speak my mind all the time. So. Yeah, kind of get them to that point. I think especially Neil wanted to have that out of the players because he's not the most confrontational person. He doesn't want to be that authoritarian guy who's like, oh, you're bad, you do this bad. He wants to be hearing that from the players. And that's a lot more efficient if the players realize themselves what they have been doing wrong and what their teammates can improve on. And I think this week has been a lot more honest in that regard.
Wow, great. All right. So taking on the next week's coming, obviously every game is very important for you guys.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to be trying another escape room or anything? Was maybe the Uber driver to that first escape room the start of this escape room? Like,
you know, like when you have a common enemy, you get united. I think that's how we felt. Like that very right. But yeah, like we want to do something together. It's like I felt the intensity yesterday was like, honestly, my season could end next week, and I don't want to sit around at home, do nothing, or play only video games while in competition, because that's not me. I want to be out there, like have my face be seen on the cameras, and make sure that I'm competing and like have that intensity coming in. So yesterday I really felt it, and I think maybe just instilling that into the team and like have everyone feel it is probably the way to go, and that's how we approach next week, I think.
Awesome. Also, so you're over here from EU, and you mentioned Bang is also from another region. Do you guys get along better because of that bond that you two have, that you kind of like not from NA?
I think we get along well when we bond over other things. I think it's not because we're not from here. It's more about like Bang is like he's a bit like a child, I think, and I'm pretty dumb at certain times too, where I just like try to make jokes, whatever. And I think that's how we bond. And yeah, I wish I was actually more of a workout guy, because he likes to lift all the time, and I'm not into that. I'm more into cardio, whatever it is, and like playing basketball. So if we get a common ground there, I think we'd bond even more. But yeah, it's mostly jokes and I don't know, breaking things in the house. I don't know what it is, those kind of things.
Are you able to play much basketball while you're over here? Because I know that you actually played basketball. I'm not sure to what level, but
not too high
is
level.
it? No, but so I think I read or heard something that you like to put a little bit of what you learned while playing basketball into like traditional sports back into like League of Legends. Are you able to bring up what those things were again?
Yeah, I think so. Mainly it's about, I think first of all, my position, I guess, in the jungle is pretty similar to the point guard position I used to play, where you're basically facilitator, you pass the ball around, you give everyone like basically the ability to perform at certain times. Like this guy gets a free pass, like a drive through lane now, and he gets a 3-pointer, whatever, if I just pass it to him. And I think in League it's kind of similar, where I'm facilitating, I'm running to a lane, okay, we have a play there, then I'm resetting, going to the other lane, it's the next play, right? So it's kind of rotational based, and I think that's kind of what I bring from basketball, I think, into it. But it's more about traditional sports have this intensity coming in, right? I think we see it in CSGO, where everyone is really broy, everyone just like, I don't know, I was at a CSGO event once, and I saw someone just getting up out of a chair after he killed someone, who just fucking trash talked him. And I want that to happen in League. I just want people to be that intense, and I think we, especially because of the Korean influence, we take that completely out of the equation. Like, we are human, and I think Koreans especially are so accustomed to playing 16 hours a day that they cannot take that human element out of it, and I don't want that. I think it's so important, especially for events, especially for playing in front of 10,000 people, whatever it is, like to have that emotion, to have that carry you, right? And I think that's kind of what I really try to see in my teams, and especially in Schalke last year, we had that. We had that in Origin 2, where some of the games are just screaming around, nice, whatever it is. I think here we're starting to do it too, and especially Bang is really receptive to it. So
that's really great. I would personally love to see it too. It's much nicer to see like your favorite players like really get into the moment and feel like you can be there like watching them while they're doing that. So I can totally agree with you on that one. I think that's all the questions that I have for you today. Is there anything you might want to say to fans at home? Or
can someone teach me TFT? Like, I'm really terrible at it. I don't know what it is, but like I can only play one comp, and I've yet to find another than Demon Shapeshifter. Like, there's nothing I can play other than that. So teach me.
Are a lot of the people at the house playing TFT at all, or is it just you who has the interest in it?
I mean, every one of us has the interest in it. I think I'm just the worst performing member, so I'm a bit more frustrated than all this. So.
All right, great. So if you want to hit him up and give him some tips, feel free to do that. Thank you so much for joining me for this interview.
Thank you.
And for everything else esports, click on any of the other videos on this channel.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching that interview from FastFeed. Brodin and I are in Xi'an, China right now because we are covering LPL stuff. There's going to be content hitting the channel this week, but also we're looking to do a deeper look at what the LPL is like and what League of Legends esports is like in China, so be sure to take a look at that as it comes out over the next month or so. Either way, I do want to thank Alienware for sending this out here so that we could do some really cool premium content for you. It's awesome that they sponsor me, the LPL, LCS, Team Liquid, a bunch of different stuff. Either way, you can check out their stuff at alienware.com/Travis. There's a link in the description below, and use code Travis10 off to save a ton. Thanks again, Alienware.